This video is sponsored by Skillshare. More about them a little bit later. Man, I have been so incredibly sick for the last month that it's even hard to describe. The vid got me. Finally got knocked out. That being said, it's given me a lot of time to think and stare at the ceiling with a fever, trying to just, I don't know, will myself to get better and to feel better, especially given my physical state, which has led to a bit of a mental state of relative despair because of the frustration and just like feeling like I can't do anything and I just have to rest. One of the things is that like I don't really feel like I have much to say right now in terms of ideas or productivity or anything like that, because I've not been able to be very productive by myself on my own. And so it feels a bit disingenuous. But what I will say is that there's one thing that came up for me, and let's just call it an idea, something that I noticed when I was in bed for 5 days straight with a really bad fever. Essentially, that there's a big difference between resting and being at ease and distracting oneself from not being productive. A lot of the time with the Twitch or like smartphones and all of this constant stimulation that we have access to, it can feel like we're relaxing when we're watching something on Netflix or when we're on our phones scrolling, browsing. But a lot of that, I've realized, is just distracting from not being productive. Like it stimulates our brains and it sort of distracts us, but our nervous system is not actually resting. We're still on edge. We still feel the tippy taps of the fingers or the lip bites or the other things. The more and more I thought about this, the more I realized that even personally, there are very few times where I'm actually completely at rest, at ease, not feeling anxiety in some form, even if it doesn't really show up, just sort of this baseline feeling or this need like, oh, I should be doing something right now, or oh, I'm probably forgetting something right now. And what's funny is if you don't have an experience of complete groundedness and actual relaxation to base the comparison on, we might not even know or realize that this is the case. We might not even realize that where we are at the moment isn't actually the ground level. It isn't actually the most relaxed we can be. That just feels like normal, which is maybe a more anxious state. So one of the examples for me that created this difference was, well before I got sick, was a yin yoga class. And it was an hour-long class where it's really dark and there are candles lit, and it's just very gentle, calm, smooth yoga. It's not heated or anything, and you're just sitting in different positions and slowly moving. And I remember after that class, after that hour session, I felt like peace, like my body was actually relaxed. It wasn't on edge or feeling kind of anxious. And that created a sense of that, oh, what could this be like? One other time that I can think of just off the top of my head was I was with a friend of mine, Gary Ware, and we met up at Joshua Tree National Park for a little bit just to spend a couple days together and hang out. Saw a sunset at the park. And I remember seeing that happen and feeling myself just like actually decompressing and feeling grounded with no distractions, just watching this big, vast, wonderful thing happen. For me personally, it's something that I'm working on because I can count those moments of full presence and groundedness and just like everything is okay on my hand. I can count those moments basically since the pandemic started. Like there haven't been many of those. And before that, I hadn't done a lot of therapy yet, or really at all, and so I'm not even sure if I was aware of lacking those moments almost completely. So, this is just an idea, an experience that I wanted to share, something that has come into my awareness that I hope can help you explore more about what are the moments where you feel grounded. When was the last time you felt like that tension in your chest just relax? Hope that things are going along for you, and I appreciate your time and attention. Thanks so much. Have a good day. As I mentioned earlier, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creative and curious people, and especially people who might be very into cacti, just like me. I want to show you my progress. This course, Succulents and Cacti 101 from Carmen Whitehead, was incredibly helpful at teaching me everything I needed to know to get these babies all grown up. Skillshare is a wonderful platform where you can learn just about anything you'd like to learn with no ads, no distractions. It's great. So the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description of this video will get a 1-month free trial.